Education. America's school system has been stuck inside the same structure, but that world has begun to change. By embracing the best ideas from a myriad of disciplines, we are transforming the shape of education. Welcome to MASH Ed Up. Reimagine education.
Hi, I'm called upon to be helpful. I work in the public schools. I believe in the power of change and the fact that everything is connected and that the arts are an engine for educational transformation. There will be no PowerPoint. My technology is my glasses and this lovely clipboard for you now. That's my technology. And this is my hard drive, I think. This is a huge topic. When you say to people, how do you feel about the future of education? And I talk to a lot of people. I talk to cab drivers, I talk to teachers, I talk to artists, I talk to the little child next door. I said, how do you feel about the future of education? They all did the same thing. They did this exhalation and this moaning thing. I'm going to do it for you now. Oh. Now, my sister Elaine did it long distance on the phone. She went, oh, Susie. Like there was a bad smell in the room. Because there's a bad smell in the room in education. We have to make some big changes. There are issues, tremendous issues, around social justice, around budgets, around time, teacher quality, access, equity, assessment, all of these issues that have to be dealt with before we can do these and put these great programs into our classrooms. I remember the 9/11. I remember the sentence that jumped up and bit me, the failure of the imagination. The failure of the imagination. And I have committed my life, and I know a lot of people, and some of them are in this room right now, who have committed their lives to making sure that imaginations don't fail in the future. We're cutting the arts, we're cutting the seat of engagement, and we act like the goal of education is to turn out really good test takers. And so we live in this land of cognitive dissonance. I mean, this is what is. This land of educational cognitive dissonance where we keep doing what we've always done because we always do it, and when we fail, we do it harder. We call them remedial classes, right? And then we have these politicians who run for office and tell us that they understand and they agree with us, that testing is not such a good idea. And then when they're elected, this magical thing happens. They become great test lovers. They love those tests. They want more of those tests. So cognitive dissonance, and we're out here trying to fatten the lambs by weighing them. A lot of what happens in arts classes, when we allow arts classes to happen, is that students find their tribe. Education, at some level, is about discovering the self, and it happens when we're emotionally engaged. It happens when the student who perhaps doesn't flourish in the academic class starts to take risks and work with others and think improvisationally in the arts class. Years ago, someone came up with these two metaphors, and I've been using them ever since. The school of the past is like a clock, and the school of the future is like a kaleidoscope. It's changing, it's colorful, it's happening. It's twittering, it's tweeting, it's all around us, and it's happening right this minute. How do we create a school and an education for the future that prepares our children for the 21st century workplace? How do we foster creativity when we need it most? Well, when I talked to all these people, one of the things they said was that great education to them looked sometimes like a lot of fun, and sometimes it looked like a very great struggle, but it always looked meaningful. That is the one thing it always does. We love to learn. We're wired to learn. We want to do it. I think great education and the education of the future is going to look like the creative cycle. It's going to involve experience, and it's going to involve inquiry and reflection, and kids are going to do stuff. When kids come home from school, we say to them, what did you do today, Sally? What did you do today, John? We don't say, who did you listen to? What did you read in your, what did you do today? We're made to want to do stuff. Why wouldn't we want to shoot everything through the lens of the arts? My grandson is 3 years old. His name is William. We went into his postage stamp-sized backyard, because we live in San Francisco, and he picked up this shovel and he started digging, and he said, Grandma, I am the gardener. Nobody had tested him out yet. Nobody had told him he couldn't. And then there was a fence, and over the fence, the little girl next door started playing the harmonica. And William ran inside and got his harmonica and started playing, and these beautiful, and they were beautiful, sounds of communication between these two children happened over the fence. And I felt this epiphanous moment because I was in the presence of it. I was in the presence of children who wanted to go to the next step, who were trying so hard to do a great job. That's the microphone. That's technology for you. Here's my prop. I have two props. This is one of them. This is brain that a student at the Ruth Asawa School of the Arts, shout out, made for me. This is a brain, okay? In a real brain, there's an amygdala. It's about the size of an almond. The word amygdala is Greek for almond. It's the seat of engagement. Without engagement, we cannot learn. Guess what it processes? It processes the arts. Why would we cut the arts? When I'm in the presence of great beauty, I mean really knockout beauty, I get this wild feeling. It's physical, inspiration. The new neurobiology actually bears it out. We change metabolically when we're inspired. When I watch Michael Tilson Thomas conduct Mahler, when I watch a student do something they've never done before, and a monologue or something fabulous, I feel this feeling of intense hope, like anything can happen, and like I'm connected to something beyond myself. I think that's what this technology is about, this dream of technology. I think that's what this TED thing is about. I think that's what we're about, is connecting out beyond the classroom, beyond our insular selves, beyond and into the world. I'm going to read you, in closing, a short piece from, this is an old copy of Our Town that's highly endowed. It was mine when I was an English teacher back in ancient times when dinosaurs roamed free. And I still have it. And at one point, and I've never heard this said better, there's not a lot of technology in our town. It's Grover's Corners 100 years ago. And little Rebecca Gibbs is talking to her brother George, and it's nighttime. And she's talking about connecting out. And she's talking about her technology, which is a letter that's arrived to Grover's Corners. And this is what she says. Rebecca, I never told you about that letter that Jane Crofut got from her minister when she was sick. He wrote Jane a letter, and on the envelope, the address was like this. It said, Jane Crofut, the Crofut Farm, Grover's Corners, Sutton County, New Hampshire, United States of America. And George says, well, what's so funny about that? And she says, but listen, it's not finished. The United States of America, the continent of North America, the Western Hemisphere, the Earth, the solar system, and the universe, the mind of God. That's what it said on that envelope. And George says, well, what do you know? And Rebecca Gibbs says, and the postman brought it just the same. And Rebecca says, and George says, what do you know? Thank you for allowing me to connect with you today. Let's fix education.